And I think the other thing I would say with real estate, it's a long-term gain. I think people have to start thinking about 10 to 15-year time horizon. If
Mm.
I start investing now and I buy one rental house a year, if you can do that for 10 years, trust me, at the end of 10 years, your monthly income's going to be significantly higher and your net worth's going to be higher.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and today is special. It's special for me because of the guest that we have, begin to know him for a little bit. This young man has 48 years of experience in real estate. He's a great team member, but also just a great team builder. Knows the Greenville, South Carolina local market very well. Him and his team are very, very knowledgeable. He's a broker and an investor, and I'm just excited for the journey that he's going to take us on when he tell us what it is he do and just give us just some of them years of experience that he had. So I really would. It's my honor and my privilege to introduce y'all to Mr. Arn Cenedella. Mr. Cenedella,
Well,
how are you
Q,
today?
great. Well, thanks for the warm introduction. Appreciate it. Happy to be here and look forward to having a nice chat with you.
Absolutely. Same here. This is part of the highlight of my day is when I get a chance to talk to people who bring just their experience, their unique way of looking at things to this podcast. And so with you having this 48 years of experience, even just getting a little bit to talk to you and how your brain works, the way you're able to synthesize things, I'm really excited about this podcast episode. And so I want you to, let's get started. I want you to take us into your world. I want you to tell us what your main focus is these days. Mr. Arn, if you want to give us a little bit of an origin story about maybe how you got into real estate. We love origin stories. And so, sir, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Q. So, have a pretty typical story, I think. Born into a middle-class American family out in the San Francisco Bay Area. And of course, education was stressed, and parents said, work hard in school, do well in school, go to college to get a degree, and that will kind of set you up. And so I did all of that and ended up with a master's degree in chemistry of all things. But it then occurred to me that really being a research scientist isn't maybe what I wanted to do. And my dad had opened up a residential real estate brokerage business in Menlo Park, California, which is basically next to Palo Alto, where Stanford is, on the foothill of what was to become Silicon Valley. So at the age of 23 or 24, started selling single family homes on the San Francisco Peninsula. Did that for about 35 years, started investing in single family rentals, both in the Bay Area and in Austin, Texas, and Charlottesville, Virginia, of all places. Uh, and then about 11 years ago, Laura and I moved to Greenville, South Carolina.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
The San Francisco Bay Area is a great place, of course, but we were ready for kind of a life transition. Love living here in the Southeast. Greenville's a great place. Kind of continued with the single family investing, did some flips, kind of a typical story about how most people get into real estate. And then when COVID hit, I had a phone call with a young local investor friend of mine, Mario Brown, here in Greenville. And we started talking about the impact of COVID on real estate and rents. And he turned me on to a podcast about multifamily real estate. And I heard that, kind of a light bulb went off in my head. And even though I'd done years of single family investing, honestly, I was kind of ready to try something new. And the multifamily made a lot of sense to me. Uh, and so about 5 years ago, I formed Spark Investment Group, and we now own maybe 10 multifamily properties, probably 450 units in the Greenville market. And so I'm now what's called a multifamily syndicator and sponsor. And so what I do is I work with individuals who understand the value of investing in real estate, but maybe don't have the time, energy, or desire or knowledge to deal with, the expression is, tenants, termites, and toilets, and managing real estate. It's like a full-time job. And so I work with people who want to invest in real estate, and I pool investors together. My partners and I go out and buy the property, operate the property, send our investors quarterly distributions. And then when we sell the property, we kind of split the profits. So it's a way for people to get invested in real estate without maybe having some of the hassles of being a real estate owner. And that's kind of my full-time focus now.
I love it. Thank you so much for taking us to the journey. Again, very succinct. I love the way you deliver your message. So very succinct. And here we are. You in Greenville, South Carolina. You built something successful. You and your partners together. Mr. Arn, I would love to know, what are some of the key strategies that keep you running smoothly? Now, this can be business strategies and even personal strategies, but obviously you found success. So what are some of the key strategies that power you along?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, and I like that you broaden the question to more than just business. And so I kind of have a morning routine, which involves going down to the rec center, getting my workout in. I find if I start the day that way, my body kind of activates, my mind activates. It's a great stress reliever. So I have a routine. Every morning I get up and go to the rec center, and that kind of gets my motor running. And then I kind of ride that energy for the rest of the day. And I think we all kind of understand mental, emotional, intellectual, physical, it's all interchanged and interwoven. And
if you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
if you take care of your body, your emotional well-being and mental is going to be better, and vice versa. So I think it's important for everybody to kind of have a self-care regimen. It could be meditation, it could be yoga, it could be walking. Everybody's got to find their own jam, but I think building that into your day and kind of making it like a date like yourself, something in your calendar that's just as important as a property viewing or an investor call and so on and so forth. So appreciate that question. And then what I would say is, in terms of real estate, local market knowledge is always the key. And you'll hear people say, well, Dallas and Phoenix and Charlotte are great places to invest, and maybe don't invest in San Francisco or New York. And I've never really got that. When young investors ask me, what's the best market to invest in? I tell them it's the market you know best, right? Because that local market knowledge, knowing what area is improving, where the cool coffee shop's going in, where people are fixing up houses and flipping them, where some of the young people are moving, because generally when the young people move, areas improve, they bring education, they bring income, and so forth. So local market knowledge is key. And so wherever you're at, you can find good investment opportunities. It's just a matter of, you have to know your market. And we all understand within each of our communities, one side of the street could be great, the other side of the street could be a little rough. And there's no way to know that looking at a map from 500 miles away. It's kind of a street by street, block by block thing. And so as you know the market, you can identify undervalued properties and kind of take advantage of them. And then I'm a big believer in using fixed rate debt. Don't over leverage the property, have ample cash reserves, and buy property that you know how to operate. So I've been in the real estate business 48 years, but I'm not going to go out and buy 1,000-unit apartment community. It's not what I know. It's not what my expertise is. I started single family. Now we do 20, 30, 40-unit buildings. And so I think with investing, like everything else, there's kind of a systematic step-by-step of growing your ability and confidence and expertise. And if you take the time to build your proper foundation, you're going to prevent some painful mistakes, right? If you try to bite off more than you can chew, that's when you put yourself in a dangerous situation. And I think the other thing I would say is, as an investor, I've made mistakes. If you're going to be an investor, you're not going to hit home runs every time you're at the plate. You are going to make some mistakes. But I think the key is, have them be small mistakes that you can survive and learn and become a bigger investor. And so I think if you start small, gain expertise and experience, you can kind of build your resume, and over time, start doing bigger and better projects. And I think the other thing I would say with real estate, it's a long-term gain. I think people have to start thinking about 10 to 15 year time horizon. If
Mm.
I start investing now and I buy one rental house a year, if you can do that for 10 years, trust me, at the end of 10 years, your monthly income's going to be significantly higher and your net worth's going to be higher.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Because I think the long-term trend for real estate is the values and the rents are going to go up over time, albeit occasionally there's some down periods, and we're kind of in a down period now, but
Yeah.
the long-term trajectory is up.
Wow, Mr. Arn, like you've given us a lot to think about, and I'm so glad you started with some of your personal systems. I'm so glad you started there because systems follow us all of our life, right? We are a compound of our decisions, right? And so you started off with the personal, talking about getting your mind together, your spirit together, your body together. And then because you know who you are and you got well in tune with who you are as a machine, right? As a body, as a person, that translated into your business. You put disciplines and systems in place. And I say a saying all the time: when you know who you are, you know what to do. That's something I picked up along the years, and I strategically make sure I know who I am in my personal life, who I am in my business life, and when I know who I am, I know what to do. And you talked about being disciplined in your business. That way, you don't take on too much. You don't step outside of the room of what your foundation can hold. And so I love everything you said. It was so good. It was so succinct. And I really, really thank you for sharing. I really, really do.
Well, appreciate it. And I'll piggyback on what you're saying about knowing who you are. Uh, Real estate is very much a relationship business. Uh, you're in a certain market. You get to know the brokers, the
Mm,
lenders, the property managers, the other investors.
mm,
And to the degree you're authentic, which comes back to the idea of knowing who you are, to the degree you're authentic, other people recognize that. And if they feel you're authentic, then there's a greater chance that kind of trust can build because they know who they're dealing with and they can trust. So I think being authentic, and I kind of understand, I have a certain approach. It's not the only approach. It's maybe not even the best approach. And my approach works for a certain number of people, and it may not work for other people, but I don't worry about that. I do what I do, and the people who kind of appreciate that, you attract. And so you attract partners, investors, other people to do business with that align with you. And so I think being authentic as you go about building your real estate is important. So you brought up the idea of knowing who you are, and that kind of talks about being
yeah.
authentic. And real estate's a relationship business. And so as you develop these relationships with brokers, investors, partners, you're going to be more successful if you're authentic, because then that's how you build trust. So I think kind of understanding who you are, being true to that, people will react positively to that. Uh, like I know if I'm talking to somebody and it there seems to be something off, I'm probably not buying what they're selling. So to the degree you can be true to yourself, that's positive in your interactions with other people.
Absolutely. They talk about the law of attraction, and that's a
Yeah.
real thing. I tell people all the time, attraction is just not saying, "Oh, Mr. Arn is handsome, he looks good." That's just not attractive. I mean, you are a handsome guy, but that's not the only attraction, right? Attraction is values, right? Attraction is when we talk, like how,
Yes.
how you make me feel. Are you paying attention to what I feel? Like, are you present when I talk? Like, all of those things attract people to you. And so those are things that can attract you to the deal, or those things that can like actually project you from the deal or turn you off from the deal. And so you're absolutely right when you use that word authenticity. That's a huge, huge word that I try to keep in my vocabulary and in my dealings in my everyday life.
Yeah, and I think um, the thing about attraction, uh, there's kind of the hard sell and there's the soft sell. And in my experience, I found the soft sell
Yeah.
works better. You're just presenting an opportunity to somebody and show them the respect that they can figure it out on their own, whether it's good for them or
Mhm.
not, right? Where I think if somebody is pressuring, at least my initial reaction is, whoa, back up a little bit. And so, uh, when, my business is attracting investors who will invest their capital in the deals I put together. But it's never a hard sell. It's more about, hey, I buy apartments in Greenville, or, Joe may call up, hey, what are you doing Saturday? I go, well, I'm going down to Easley to look at a property. And so you just kind of share your
Yeah.
life with them. And what will happen is those people who are interested, say, in real estate or whatever it happens to be, they're going to go, hey, Q, next time you find something, will you let me know? I'd like to invest. I've been thinking about investing in real estate, but I don't know how. And I don't know how to go about it. But if you're doing it and you're finding good opportunities, please let me know. So people will kind of self
Yeah.
identify. So you don't have to sell hard, just share what you're doing, and then the proper audience will respond to you, and they'll raise their hand and say, tell me more. And then at that point, you're in a position where you can kind of educate people and flush it out, as opposed to, hey, do you got $25,000 you can invest? That
Yeah.
isn't going to work. So just share what you're doing. People who are interested will come to you, and then you can have a deeper interaction and move it that way. So
I love it. See,
exactly
that's
right.
48 years of experience coming through. I hear it loud and clear, sir. So let me ask you this. What's the next real goal?
Yes.
What are you looking to solve or scale next?
Yeah, it's interesting, and this may be blasphemy. Um, I've never been a real
Hmm.
goal setter, and I realize that goes against the business coaching and this and that. So uh I have a fairly nice business now doing these multifamily syndications. We do 2 or 3 deals a year. I think people have invested maybe about $18 million with me. And so I don't have any big desire to 10x that business, and neither do my partners. So I think the thing is continue to do what we do, continue to find good opportunities. And if that means we only buy one property next year, so be it. Maybe we buy four. We just kind of have to see how it goes. And then I think you can always improve on your systems to uh, lessen some of the time
Yeah.
commitments for you. So I would say there's always prime activities and then there's kind of secondary activities. And to the degree you can offload secondary activities, you're going to be ahead. And the other thing, when you have a team, each of my team members has a particular strength. And so in their area of expertise, they carry the ball. I don't have to get involved. I entrust them to do their part of the job. So find teammates and partners who have skills that are maybe a little bit different than you. As we mentioned in our pre-discussion, I'm not a big detail guy. I don't like getting bogged down in details. So I'm not a great property manager. I'm not a great project manager. I go out, I'm the hunter. I find these properties. I talk to investors. I see the big picture, but I have teammates who take care of the details because the details are important. If you don't take care of the details, the deal's not going to work. So, um, I think the other thing, and we all kind of know this, for the activities we enjoy, we have unlimited energy
Yes,
to
sir.
do, right? The stuff we don't like to do, oh, I don't have time or I'm too tired, blah, blah, blah. So to the degree you can play to your strengths, it makes the job more enjoyable. And surprisingly enough, you're better doing the things you enjoy than the things you don't enjoy. So kind of have an honest self-assessment. What are you really good at? And try to find a way to play to your strengths. Maybe it's numbers, maybe it's spreadsheets. My partner, Dan, is a spreadsheet whiz. It's not for me. He handles it. So find people who have complementary skill sets, play to your strengths, and you'll enjoy what you do and you're more effective.
Absolutely. I appreciate what you said. You were spot on when you was talking about the relationship building. And one of the things you said, it makes me think, putting people in place and giving them autonomy, right? Putting people in place that you trust, putting people in place that will work well with your weaknesses and your weaknesses work well with their strength. And so I think that was an amazing message that you sent. And again, that's that 48 years of experience that's coming out because I talk to so many people and one of their bottlenecks is that they don't know how to delegate. And so I love the fact that you're partnering out with people that know what they're doing and trust them. That way that we could power the vision forward.
Yeah, and what I would say there is, uh, it's kind of like dating and getting married.
Yeah.
So take your time to get to know your partners before you get in too deep. Maybe you do one deal and that's it. It's a one-off. If it doesn't work, you move on, bye, everybody's friends. But if it works, then you do another deal. And so, uh, be slow to what I think the expression is in business world, be slow to hire, but quick to fire.
Yeah.
And so I just think with partnerships, uh, there's the integrity and character. Do you just enjoy each other's company? Do you work well together? And the work ethic has to be similar.
Yeah.
You can't be busting your hump if your partner's not putting forth the same effort. And all of this takes time to get to know. So, like with my business partner, Brian, I knew him for about 5 years before we did a deal together. He's a property manager. So, after a few years, I turned over a couple of my rentals to him. We developed a relationship. I saw how he handled my properties. So then when I went to multifamily, I said, hey, Brian, I'm going to go to multifamily, but I need somebody to run the properties for me. He was a little hesitant at first. He said, hey, I'm a single family guy. I'm doing good at this. I go, well, come on, Brian. Took me about a year of talking and looking at property and brought him on board. And then we had an investor invest with us, Dan. And as we started accumulating more property, kind of the bookkeeping and the accounting became more and more.
Yeah.
And it's not my thing. I can do it, but I don't enjoy it. And Dan was kind of a CFO in his career. So again, we had a 3 or 4 year relationship. We built a friendship, and he got to know Brian. And then we said, "Hey, Dan, are you interested in joining?" And he was, but the partnership evolved kind of
Yeah,
organically. It's just like a friendship. You don't become best friends with somebody after 6 months, maybe after a couple years, yes. Uh, so be slow to partner, be open to it, but take your time and let the relationship build organically to make sure it works.
absolutely. Let's not love it.
Yeah.
Listen, I love you, Mr. Arn. I love everything you're saying. Listen, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate, learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach out to you, sir?
Yeah, appreciate that. So the name of the company, Spark Investment Group. Website is investwithspark.com. And I'm on social media, primarily LinkedIn and Facebook, either under my name, Arn Cenedella, or under Spark Multifamily Investment Group. So happy to help anybody reach out, happy to have a conversation, and that would be great.
Listen, sir, I thank you so much. Thank you for your time, for your story. You are definitely what I expected, a wealth of knowledge, someone that just gave us nugget after nugget. And so I thank you so much for being here, giving us your time, your story, and your perspective. I appreciate you, Mr. Citadella.
Thanks, Quentin. Pleasure being here, and hopefully your listeners will get some value out of it. And so, thank you much. Pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely. But listen, y'all heard him. I know y'all got the value out of this conversation. So please go ahead and make sure you are subscribed. We have amazing people that's going to continue to come up, just like Mr. Arn. So, sir, I thank you again. And to everyone else, we'll see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.